Ariel, let's take a look at the ad. Okay, so I think it's basically it's set up okay, but there's some issues I think that are creating a little bit of separation between the text and the image. Now, if you have gone through some of the other posts in this thread, you'll see that I'm recommending to students not to place things in boxes. And the reason, just so you know, is that it's really a clear indication of a student or a young, inexperienced designer is placing things in boxes. For some reason, students always want to put things in boxes. Well, we don't want things in boxes because boxes created a degree of separation, indicating to the viewer that there might not be a strong relationship between what is in the box and the background image. If we place the type right over the image, then it indicates the hierarchy to the viewer, indicating that the image and the content in the type is very, very closely related. Again, we want to create synergy in the ad, not separation. So if you take a look at all of the examples in the announcements area, you'll see the type is assembled right over the image and not in boxes that are pasted on the image. So I would recommend that we go in that direction. Remove the boxes. Okay, so then if we remove the boxes, then we can assemble the type, the headline, the subhead, and the body copy accordingly. And I think that the magazine ad is set up quite nicely. So first thing I would do is I would address the type. Now the headline type is really, really dark. And the reason I think that is because of the fact that you have this kind of layered effect. And I'm going to zoom in here. You're not going to see this yet. You've got you've duplicated the type. You've placed the black type behind the purple type and offset it. Now they're both so dark and there's so very little contrast between the black and the purple that it just looks like it's a really thick font. So it kind of looks like the letters are distorted in that regard. So my recommendation is to preserve the contrast of the original typeface by, if you are going to offset, try white on the background and not black. It'll lighten up the color, it'll lighten up it'll give a little bit more air to the ad and remove some of the visual weight associated with the typography. So that's my recommendation. I would also really consider reducing the size of this headline. And then we'll do this. Instead of centering this, we could go, let me see. Yeah, let's do this. Let's say 5 nights in, stay 5 nights, and then the second line, instead of dropping free to the third line, I would say stay 5 nights to first line, second line, get 2 nights free. Okay, left align that right here. Watch my cursor. It should be something about like that big. Then bring your subhead up and left align it under the headline. Then what you can do is take this out of the box, move it up, change the colors to something that's going to be visible on the background, and do that. At that point, I think that this is a little congested down here. I'm not real sure what these little squares of color are, but I would remove them. They don't seem to have to do anything to do with the ad. Therefore, they would be considered to be non-critical information. I would remove those. Take the logo and place it in the lower left-hand corner, and then you can take your contact information. Since your masked image is right here, we're going to take that contact information and span it across the top of the page up top. For some examples of how to do that, you be sure to take a look at those examples in the announcements area. Okay, so let's just work on recomposing the ad, get everything out of boxes, lighten up the visual weight of the typography, and shoot for some good alignment. I think we're in good shape. Okay, so let's work, and I'd like to see those changes reflected in your final magazine ad. And if you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you very much.